Hey, welcome to Fun Friday with Pastor Josh. Fun is described as something that provides mirth or amusement. It's enjoyment or playfulness. What kind of enjoyment can we have today on today's Fun Friday podcast? Hey, welcome to Fun Friday. This is the random zone. This is the 20 question podcast. This is the, hey, Pastor, what vacations do you guys like to take? What's your favorite book, movie, food, that kind of thing? Like, what do you do on your day off? Which my days off are Friday and Saturday, so that's my weekend. And so, because I obviously work on Sunday. And so I pre-recorded this so that I can enjoy it on my day off as well. And enjoy some of these fun things that I'm talking to you about. So feel free to comment below on if what you think about, favorite books and that kind of thing, whether you agree, disagree, your favorite book, that kind of, just feel free to interact. We'll just make this fun. Fun is providing amusement. It is enjoyment. It's playfulness. That's the definition of fun. So we're going to engage in that through our Fun Friday podcast. And so let's go ahead and get started. I have a couple of books I want to show you since I love to read. That's one of my big things. You'll see this probably from time to time, just books I've read, kind of quick reviews. Small Town Jesus by Donnie Griggs. I had the opportunity to meet him a while back. This book was given to us at our Water Tower Network, our rural church pastor cohort with Pastor Brian Jarrett from North Place Church out of Dallas. And so this book is awesome. It really reshaped my thinking on rural church ministry, how Jesus sees rural church ministry, since he spent over 70% of his ministry doing rural ministry, small town stuff. So this was awesome. Had a lot of nuts and bolts in the back that I really liked as far as how to do the rural thing. This book I haven't even opened yet, as far as I haven't started it yet. But man, look at the title. Goodbye Chicken, Hello Dove. This is by Assembly of God evangelist Tim Enlow. And the foreword is written by Dr. George Wood, our previous general superintendent. And the tagline says, releasing your fears by welcoming the Holy Spirit's power. So I'm getting ready to start that. I believe as I look through the table of contents, he's kind of talking a little bit about the abuses of the Holy Spirit and what we're afraid of and helping us to understand it in a more correct understanding, helping us understand the Holy Spirit and how he works, and also encouraging us to engage in the freedom of that. So I'm looking forward to reading that. I think it'll be good. So those are a couple books that I am involved in or have been involved in. I want to share a quick thought with you. I have a ton of stuff in my office. If you've ever been in my office, I have things that mean things. So I kind of take Mark Batterson's approach to the things I have in my office, because this is where I spend a lot of my time preparing and reminiscing and thinking and dreaming and vision casting and whatever, and praying for you and for the church. And so I find that having certain things around, almost, he calls them altars. He calls them things that remind us of moments in time where God met us and did a powerful work in us. And so I have a ton of that kind of stuff in my office, and one of my little containers in my office has this candle. It doesn't look like much. It just looks like a normal candle. I don't know if you can see this here. But it reminded me of the story that Jeannie Mayo told when we were at this conference in 2009 in Polson, Montana. She was telling the story of these Roman soldiers who had forced these Christians out onto the ice during the time of Rome. And during the time of the Roman Empire, Rome still exists today, but the Roman Empire, and the Christians were being forced to walk away from their faith, right, because of persecution. And so they made them walk out on the ice, and then they gave them these candles, said, hey, keep warm, which obviously this candle isn't going to keep you real warm. So you had all these Christians out standing on the ice with these candles. And eventually, at the end of the service, she had us come up, and we had these candles, and we had them lit, and we're all standing and whatnot, and up on the stage, I believe, is where it was. And so the challenge is that the Romans were saying, walk away, quit, walk away. And there was some Christians that were doing that because they're saying, hey, if you walk away, we'll give you clothing and warmth. And basically, they're just tempting them with all these things that they felt like they needed in that moment. But there was also Christians who ended up freezing to death and dying on the ice, right? and some of them, I believe, some of them fell through the ice and died that way. But it was a powerful story, and she basically challenged us, said, "Don't quit, don't throw in the towel, don't walk off the ice, stand on the ice as long as it takes." And so the hidden backstory why this candle is so important to me is that in that moment I was ready to quit. I was in a season of life and ministry where I didn't know what to do. I mean, we walked into that season of life, like literally, that was so pivotal. That moment, man, I don't know what would have happened if that moment hadn't occurred. And so for us, this was a powerful moment for Christy and I, because in ministry there's times where you feel like you want to quit. And I'll be honest, I have never felt it so strong since then. That was a powerful moment, a powerful crossroads for us. So yeah, there's a story, a background on us, a little bit. Let me share a couple fun things with you. A movie we watched recently. I'm just looking at some of the questions that people have had. Movie that we watched recently that I thought was really good. I Still Believe. We just watched that. I believe you can rent it on Amazon Prime. Somewhere else, I don't know if you still can do that at the showing of this video, but you could rent it in home and watch it since we're all on the shelter in place. And it was good. I thought it was really good, really well done. The story of Jeremy Camp and his wife, and I won't give you any spoiler alerts on the movie, but I thought it was really good. Now a show, we watch shows when we're at our home, on our days off, because I like to sit around on my day off if we're not out and about, out doing stuff outside or traveling or driving or whatever on a day off. If I'm at home on a day off, usually you'll find me in my pajama pants and my long sleeve shirt, because my wife loves to keep our temperature really cold in our house. So like 67, 68 degrees. We're different that way, her and I. I'm don't do well with cold, but so I usually have long sleeve on and my pajama pants, and I have a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, because I love both of those things, and then a blanket, and just curled up reading a book or watching a show together or whatever. Usually at night when Enam's gone to sleep, usually we'll sit up and we watch a show. Well, recently I say recently, but I guess we're in season 2 of it now, but we just started watching MacGyver. I absolutely love that show, man. I'm telling you, like, it's fun. Like, he basically, it's like a spy movie or spy show genre. If you haven't watched it, we watched the newer version of it. I told Christy it's because of the better special effects these days than back then. But anyway, man, it's a funny show. It's pretty clean. Angus MacGyver, he just fixes these situations with all these creative scientific ways of putting things together, this thing and that thing go together, and scientifically makes it work so they get out of a jam. And it's just, I found it really awesome, just kind of thought-provoking and just real creative and just really fun to watch. So that's kind of what we're into right now. We love to have fun as a family. We love to go out on walks. We've been doing that a lot recently with social distancing, just going out on walks, staying active in the middle of all this. And so I just want to encourage you, don't stop having fun during these times. There's lots of ways to do that. Hit us up in the comments below on things that you want us to answer, things that you do for fun, how what you're doing right now with the shelter-in-place stuff, and how you're keeping active or keeping it connected. And so we love you. Thanks for hanging out with me today on Fun Friday.